Hello folks, welcome to the Rockwood Mountain Gardener. Today we're going to be talking about my compost sifting process. Here you see me taking and getting compost from one of my compost piles that has been sitting all winter. Part of the stuff has been composted down, but there are still some that have not composted down yet. So that's the reason I take and use the compost screen. It's a 1/2-inch screen. So I'm just trying to take and get just a little bit of the compost. This was done last fall. I want you to look at that. Ain't that something? Now that's not been sifted yet, but it's fixing to be. So what we'll do now, I keep this covered up all winter. Hey folks, here I am. I keep this covered up all winter and with a tarp. Now then, we're going to take that contents and pour it in the sifter right here. This is just something that I made. It's a 1/2-inch screen, and I just take and just dump it over the screen. And I've got this tool that I've got that actually I bought it at a flea market, and actually I give $1 for it. I use it to take and rake my compost back and forth, and it works pretty good. I use it for several different things, but anyway, you can find a lot of tools like this. The handle's not any good, but it doesn't matter to me. I use it for a lot of things. It's good to take and rake the compost back and forth over the screen. Now you'll notice that a lot of the bigger chunks that have not been broken down yet are still on top. Now the sifted is come through on the bottom. So what I do is I take and rake all of it down to the end, as you see what I'm doing here. And I take me a bucket and I rake the material that's not been composted yet. I put it in the bucket, and then I'll take it back to the compost bin number 1 that has not composted yet. So all of this material in this bucket is coarse, and I don't want to put that directly on the garden, although you could, but I prefer not to do it that way. And here in a few minutes you'll see me taking and dumping that back into compost bin number 1. This right here is the final stage. Now here is number 1, and you're fixing to see me take and just dump the materials back in there. This process takes a little while to go through, but over the winter time nothing compost is real quick. It's just a slow process. There's a lot of worms in it and everything. You can even see a potato right there that's trying to decompose. But I take and just let it sit and go from there. The compost is amazing how you can take grass and leaves and straw, and it breaks down and makes beautiful soil. Now what you see right here, a lot of people don't add this to their compost. This is biochar. When I go camping, I have a campfire, and every night I'll take and I'll put my campfire out with water, and the next morning I take and bag the coals up and bring them home, and I put them in this container, trash can. But you see it's large pieces, and that's okay with me. I just take and just dump it in the stage number 1 compost bin, and every time I turn it, I turn it 3 times. Every time I turn it to the next stage, it breaks down and everything. But in my finished compost, I have biochar. Now that biochar, it takes and holds in the nutrients that that the compost leaches out during its process, and it will hold on to those nutrients, and it help plant growth on it. But anyway, it's a product that is highly misunderstood. Biochar is. It has minerals in it. It has charcoal, wood ashes has minerals, but biochar stores nutrients. It's just like a sponge. It just takes and stores all the nutrients. All right, now here I'm back at the sifting area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the finished product here, and it is totally amazing what you can get out of garden residue there. And you see my handy little shovel right there. I give, I think, 50 cents for that one. Might have give $1, but anyway, it doesn't matter to me if it's got a handle to it or not. But the sifted compost, oh my goodness, it's marvelous. It's really a special soil. So anyway, as you see, I'm talking and trying to say something, but the recorder's not getting it, so that's why I'm narrating the way that I'm doing here. But I'm fixing to take and the sifted compost and fixing to take and plant some more potatoes. And I think I'm showing you some biochar there. And well, I know I am. I'm showing you some pieces of biochar that it takes and that has come through the screen. And it's went through all winter, and all the nutrients that have leached out, the biochar takes and puts it in the or keeps it within the compost. And when you put it on the ground next to the plants, the compost, it slowly releases the nutrients back to the plant, back into the soil. And it's like a big sponge. It just takes and just holds all the nutrients. It's amazing what the biochar actually can do. I want you to look at that. That is pure gold. It's amazing. It is pure gold. I love making compost. Not perfect at it, but I love making it. Well, this is the end of this session. Thanks for watching the Rockwood Mountain Gardener. I hope you liked this video, and happy gardening.